Bird Tribal is coming to you with Final Fantasy, and today we're playing it in the early access event to check some of these cards out. I played against it a couple times. Let me tell you, some of these cards are pretty nasty. The heart and soul of the deck is probably the Traveling Chocobo, is how I'm going to pronounce that. It's a 3-mana 3/2 bird without flying. Most of these birds do not fly, apparently. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. I love that effect in general. Play lands off the top. Almost every single card in the deck is a bird for the most part. Then it's got this extra text, which we'll discuss more. If a land or bird you control entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Almost every card that in the deck has a triggered ability, or an enter the battlefield triggered ability, something like that. So these are all going to get doubled up. This isn't a legendary creature. We could have multiple chocobos and get multiple doublings of the trigger. So this card is kind of the thing that stitches it all together. On top, we have Bartz and Boko, normally a 5-mana 4/3 legendary creature, human bird without flying. It has affinity for birds, which means it costs 1 generic colorless mana less for each bird you control. So this could potentially be a green and a green for a 4/3, which is always a great rate. And when it enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent control. So if you happen to have a 1-mana 1/1 bird and a 2-mana 2/2 bird and a 3-mana 3/3 bird, and you cast Bartz, you're doing a total of 6 damage right there off the bat, assuming these things don't get bigger, and some of these birds get bigger as well. So that's a lot of damage. That'll pretty much, 6 damage basically kills anything in standard, so that's quite good. And it is a triggered enter the battlefield ability, so if the Chocobo is out, you would then double that trigger, and now you're dealing 12 damage, potentially to different targets. That's really quite powerful. Next we have Choco, Seeker of Paradise, a colorless green, whites, and blue for a 3/5 legendary creature bird. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library. So you attack with 3 birds, you look at top 3 cards. You may put one of them into your hand, then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield, tapped, and the rest go into your graveyard. Pretty sweet. Also, it has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Choco gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So if a lot of lands enter, you get a lot of landfall triggers. Which reminds me of the 1-drop, Saz's Chocobo, a single green for a 0/1 bird. It's got landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1 counter on this creature. So you could get lots of lands off the Choco attack trigger, and you would double all these triggers off of the Chocobo. It's a triggered ability. So lots of triggers with the birds. Aven Interrupter, kind of a random card. There just aren't really too many other birds that can fill the 3-drop slot, besides like the Jackdaw Savior, but this effect only happens when creatures die, so it's not really as proactive as the Interrupter, so we'll throw that in there. And then in the 2-drop slot, Valley Quest Caller is the only non-bird creature. It is a lord for all birds and also gives you a scry ability. That is a enter the battlefield triggered ability, so it gets doubled off the Chocobo. I'm running a 3/1 split between the Ambrosia Whiteheart and the Plume Creed Escort. Escort, 2-mana 2/1 flash flying bird. When it enters, target creature gains hexproof. This would get doubled up with the Chocobo, which is probably not relevant, but could be useful. It's just a kind of another random bird to fill out our affinity for Boko and have extra, attackers for Choco. God. Oh God, what is this universe? I don't know anything about this. I am throwing in 1 Ambrosia Whiteheart because early game I think it's a little bit worse. Like if you had to have tempo, opponent tries to cut down your Chocobo that's growing, you flash in the Escort, you give it hexproof, it survives, you keep attacking. That's a good pattern. You don't really want to pick up the Chocobo if you can afford it. You lose all the counters. When Ambrosia Whiteheart enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. It's another Sun Pearl Kieran type effect. But there are some pretty good ETBs in this deck. Like I could see wanting to pick up a Boko late game and replay it to zap something else for like 6 to 12 damage. I could see wanting to pick up a Mockingbird, which copied something bad early, and then have it later copy a Boko or copy a Quest Caller. So we're running one of these late. I think yeah, it'll be better late game than the Escort potentially because we can pick something up and put it back down that is relevant. So yeah, mana base, we're also running the new Starting Town, which you'll see all over the place. And yeah, we'll give this a go. I've got a number of times by this so far in the early access event. The Boko ends up being fairly strong. It's a big removal spell. Best of 1 ranked standard early access event. Let's do it. Okay. On the play, no 1-drop. Mana's good, Choco's okay. I guess this is fine. We have to draw anything else. But Shelter does win games by itself. Sometimes. White Fastland. It's mono red in the early access event. Can't kill the 2/3. I don't see any stick there either. Fabled Passage in red. Potentially Gruul. You know, double the power of that 2-mana 1/2 chick. It doubles every time a land enters. Yeah, that's my guess here. Okay, I don't really know what we do much about that, except can flash in the Escort at some point. And then go Choco next turn. See how that does. Attack with just one bird, so we just would get one look here. Okay. Or we could skip that and just shelter away. I mean, they should probably have lots of pump spells. I guess they have lots of hasty creatures too. Okay, here comes the bird. We do get a scry here. Sure. Don't need the next land. More land. Yeah, I think we just take the Choco draw. I guess they'll have more hasty creatures to come, but I think this is okay with me. Let's give it a go. First time playing this card. Even Interrupter. It's okay. I don't know what we want. I mean, this is one of the weirdest, kind of worst cards in the deck. There are plenty of other great cards. I think we're about to draw it, right? We're about to draw it off the Choco. Put one of them to your hand. It's fine. I think I'd rather it than a land. Attack just with you. Get the trigger card on top. Put it into hand. Swing for 3. It's okay. Choco is a 4/6 right now, so double shelter on Choco is actually going to be nasty. I don't know if it's Choco or Choco. It's probably Choco? Like a chocolate, Herd Heirloom. How to pronounce Choco Final Fantasy. Oh, it's got to be Chocobo, though, right? That's chocolate. Ah, it is like chocolate. I've never heard the latter pronounced chocolates, so not sure where the Chocobo thing comes from. Well, it's only natural, I think. Okay. You know, I don't know if they have some weird combo. I think a single shelter is perhaps sufficient here. And we can hold the Interrupter. Put one into your hand, sure. Yeah, I think we should hold on to the Interrupter here. It's pretty hard to lose from that position. Even if they play some crazy 6-drop here. Like that can just get, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. They scoop. They do not want to see the rest of that. Anyway, I like the pronunciation Chocobo. But if you are a Final Fantasy diehard, please correct me. Chocobo, the official pronunciation with latest voice titles. Alright, I'm sticking with it. I think it could be correct here. Chocobo sounds gross. Choco, I'm okay with. Like Count Chocula. But Chocobo does seem like the right call to me. Apparently I pronounce confident wrong? A confidant? What is that card I was playing? I didn't mean to. I'm getting some flack in the comments for that. Dark Confidant. I didn't mean to say it confident. I know the difference. It's probably a brain fart while processing something else. The Dark Confidant, yeah. Apparently it's called Bob. That's the other comment I get here. Someone was like, I can tell you haven't been playing long because, yeah, Chase to Truth says you can tell he hasn't been playing Magic all that long. He would have just called it Bob. I've been playing Magic since 2018. Just 7 years, which sounds like a long ass time. I feel like I should be a pro by now. I don't like exposing how long I've been playing Magic for. But I don't know about Bob. I'm not an old school Magic player for sure. Timothy Primo says, are you going to do the 3-hour long reveal video? I like that. I think by reveal video, he means like full set release video. I don't know. I didn't do it before the early access event. I still will likely almost certainly do something after the event. The question is, what format will it take? One of the pieces of feedback I got last time was that you guys would like me to do a tier list, you know, where people have like S, A, B, C, D, F, right? And then slide the card images into the slots, and so you get the nice pretty rows and you have the bombs and whatever. And I think I agreed that I actually think that's a really enjoyable format to watch for all sorts of YouTube content. We're on the play. We do have a random 1-drop that we could just drop. And then a random 2-drop, but we're not curving out into anything yet. I think we'll still keep it. I don't know if we play the Mockingbird yet. Just have a critical density of birds. That's kind of the question. Otherwise, we're saving it till like turn 4. Bird. I think we just get it down on the play, as weird as that is. Hell, if we really had to, we could pick it up with the Ambrosia Whiteheart, but... Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna play the Ambrosia Whiteheart here. It's got flash, right? Yeah, it's got flash. Okay. I think we'll flash it in and hold the Interrupter for like a sweeper or something. You may return. Okay, well now I'm not worried about a sweeper. Man, we can copy the Chocobo with this. It seems worth it. I mean, this card's very good, right? We'll find something useful to copy. Triple Chocobos. What could go wrong? Triple Traveling Chocobos. Interrupter on top. We can play lands and birds off the top. Seems really good. Cheap removal spell. Okay. I don't think I want to run out the next Chocobo into that, other than we do get a land off of it. But they're just full mono red control so far. Flashing the 2/2 is not particularly inspiring, but I really want to protect the Chocobo if we can, so we'll just flash it in. Yeah, we'll counter that. Or plot it at least. I don't see any stick here, so Choco is free to go. I mean, I feel like they will have a sweeper here, unfortunately, but I think we'll just continue to deploy. 2 to the face. Choco on top. Iron Crag returns. Okay, that's pretty good for us. Land on top is great. Bird. We could just play a bunch of stuff off the top, which is tempting. Well, now I play on top. Okay. I think we just hold the Interrupter here. Plus the Escort. Okay. Chillin'. We almost have lethal. You know, I don't really know what this does, but I don't really care either. Feels like it wants to get plotted here. Eight. Don't have lethal yet. I think we're still playing stuff off the top for now. If we hit like a Lord on top, that'd be pretty cool. Okay. No way to find lethal. Whoops, should play the land, my bad. For the baby Choco trigger. Oh, shit. Double triggers. That have been lethal? No, not yet, but still kind of a mistake. Well, definitely a mistake. Missed out on 2 points of damage. Scoop. Birds. Busted. I'm just picturing... I mean, it's super fun right now. You know, at some point, the early access event ends, and you go back to standard, and, you know, it's mono red Monstrous Rage turn to, you know, Challenger, but, or whatever it is. I've not played Best of 1 Standard in so long. It's weird that those cards just don't show up as much in Best of 3. Manifold Mouse, that's the one. I haven't seen those cards in a while. I kind of wish, and this format does exist, it's called Sealed. It would be kind of cool if there was a constructed format that was like just the new cards. Because I think these cards look sick. I think the artwork is sick. I never played Final Fantasy. I just really like them. And it'd be cool to have a contained environment just to play with the new cards. And of course there is. It's called Sealed, and I could do that, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun to have a little constructed thing that was, who knows, how would you do it, you know? I mean, that's what Standard's supposed to be, right? Just not a 3-year rotation. A shorter rotation, and then it actually, each set actually has a bigger impact. You know, we're just riffing at this point. We might have to go back to the play queue. I don't know. I had to take a break. I was getting burned out. I've got 5-ish more hours left to kind of knock this stuff out. Anyway, I think it would be super fun to do the to do a set review in the what do I call it, tier list format. I also think it would be fun to do a collab too. I was planning, well, I'm still planning to potentially do one with Arstall on the next set, whenever that is. He's out of office for a wedding, but maybe I'll see if the TG, the Gobbler himself, wants to do a little post early access set chit chat. I don't know. I could do it by myself. I could do it with someone else. Sounds fun either way. I don't really want to edit it though. Hopefully there's an easy way to drag. Hopefully there's a pre-existing program that will let me drag and drop. I think we just copy the quest caller on 3. And we're good on mana. We could still name Bird here. Did we just play this guy? I do not remember. If we just played this guy, we'll switch the play queue and try to find some different opponents. I think we did. This is the guy we just played. Hey, most people are already done for the day. I've only filmed 2 videos so far, and I have 4 more to do. So, we could take the Iron Crag. Rabbits are included. I think we just copy this with 4 toughness. X equals 1, right? Mana be less than equal to amount of mana, yeah. In Chocobo, we trust. I think it's fine. Not gonna throw that away. I don't think there's a 4 damage sweeper, really, in red. There's Brotherhood's End for 3 damage. But right now we're dodging that. Okay, double torch. The question is, do we like single shelter, double shelter, just Chocobo? Ah, that is one way to do it. All right. That makes life easier. Bird it is. And then we are kind of out of gas if they kill this guy. Land on top. Should have played the Chocobo first, actually. Okay, so whenever this guy attacks, put a blight counter on target land. Yeah, we wouldn't have land on top if we had done this a little bit better. Cool. And I think we are just going to hope that they are out of Brotherhood's End. And that this does not die. To 12. What does this card actually do? Alright, I mean, sounds like they're going to murder this Chocobo. I guess they don't have the mana to. I guess they're doing nothing this turn, actually. Unless they can flash on a weird red creature to block it. Braid you. Take 5. Fast land. They need Brotherhood's End off the top, or just a land Torch the Tower would do it too. But double ward is expensive. It's a creature on top. We could probably play the Quest Caller first to get the Scry. That's probably worth it. We'll be sad if there's a 4-drop on top. I bet they try to kill the Quest Caller here, and we can flash in the Escort, actually. Which is quite nice. Off the top. See if they run back another Abrade. Target itself. Technically, we don't want this on top, really. I mean, if they sweep, we're screwed. I think we would take one more playable this turn if we can get it. Also don't need the next land. Yeah, it's playable, sure. To 1. And I think you keep the next Chocobo on top. We have so much mana now. If there's any other creature on top, we just deploy a whole lot next turn. This guy's good. The cards work great together. Very nice self-contained package. All right, let's hop into the play queue and try to get a non-random encounter Pokemon. I'm sure he also would appreciate not getting paired up against us for the umpteenth time. Standard rank, standard play. We'll see if the queue is reasonably fast. It was slow earlier today. Carlos Duar Dono Guerra says that land looks amazing. Fashless Painland and the same card that covers all colors. Cheap for starting players. I think that's uncommon. I think you're right. I was surprised when I read that comment. I was like, I assumed it must have been rare, but I think that's not the case. On the play. Looked great. I think Mockingbirds are being saved. They're just so good. Copying the Quest Caller. Or even the Chocobo. So we're not building towards Affinity then. Mill 2 cards, and you may sacrifice land. When you do, return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Colorless. Iron Crag. Ramp it up. Bird. This guy. You don't need the fast land. You can go. I don't think we inherently need this either, really. It's certainly okay. Next turn, we're going to double Mockingbird. The turn after that, we could actually double spell this with the Boko. Maybe it's a fine top deck, honestly. From a mana efficiency standpoint. So we'll go double Mockingbird this next turn and copy the Quest Caller twice, I think. And then go escort him Boko the next turn and just be efficient. Let's make it Ugin to death, which seems like it's coming. Well, now I kind of think we should just use what we got off the top here. Play this first in case we can hit a land. I think we'll leave it on top and just cast it. Might as well. I don't think it's going to get any better than that. Just another creature. And we don't really know if they... we'll bin the next land, though. We don't know if they have any kind of sweepers in this. Shelter by Ghost, if they played Ugin, like, this would be an answer to that. If they swept the board, though, they play Ugin, they kill 2 things. Yeah, we might need to take Ugin. Can this kill Planeswalkers? What's Boko do? Target creature. Yeah, we might want an answer to Ugin. I think we'll leave it on top. I don't know if we'll need it. Mill 2 cards and you may sack this land. When you do, return another target permanent graveyard to your hand. So a very niche use case there. They need 1 more land for Ugin. There it is. There she blows. 1 Chocobo down. And then if they 0 and play something else, they take something else, which is relevant. Nope, they plus instead. Okay. So if we just copy the Quest Caller here off the top, we can just attack down Ugin normally. Can we find lethal this turn? I think we're still starting here for just X equals 1. Land on top, copy the Quest Caller. It's fine, we can get rid of the land. We can get rid of the fast land again. Okay, unplayable creature on top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 1 short with the next copy. But if they don't have a sweeper, then I'm not so worried about it. I don't know what sweeper they would have, to be honest. In colorless, I don't know. So we'll just run back the next Quest Caller here, and we'll kill Ugin. I guess we can leave it on top. I mean, it's a good card. I don't know what we want more. Maybe we could play a land for turn after we bend all those other ones. I was hoping to hit another 2-drop on top. So it's got to be This plus this to take you out, plus face. It's 14 damage. We're one short. I don't think we could have found lethal there. Moving down, yeah, I don't know if there's a sweeper in colorless. Or like what they might do here. I think they'll just play the next Ugin or something devastating. A random 8 mana 10/10 indestructible artifact type thing. I don't know what this is gonna be. Mightstone. Kill one creature. Some 4 mana open. But only to cast artifact spells. What does that do? Tap target non-land permanent. But I don't have any mana left. Alright, so they're about done here. Okay, we can just go face. Right, they're out of mana? I don't think I need to belabor this. Looking clean, but it's early access. Super fun. Very satisfying. Feels unique to me. Not many birds decks that I can think I've ever played. I mean, there was like there's Pixies, which are random flyers, but it's not the same vibe. There used to be Dimir Rogues. Some of those would fly, I think. Who else is flying these days in Standard? Or like has been a decent flyer. Maybe I'm blanking on something silly. I guess there is the Dimir Flash deck with the Enduring Curiosity and the one mana pirate is kind of flyy, but this has got its own vibe to it. It's cool. Feels tropical. It is tropical. Yeah, I can't think of anything in Standard right now that feels quite like this. It's cool. I'm scrolling through the Moose played deck list. Yeah, I don't think there really is. There are dragons, but it doesn't feel like dragons. Dragons did not feel like a very good self-contained package. This feels like a fun self-contained package. Yeah, not many of the dragons materialize much from Tarkir. The Meringue in a couple decks. And, is that it for dragons? We're on the draw. Chocobo on 1. Seems decent. Could even shelter on 2. It could be a good wielder of the shelter. I think it is fine to keep. Rakdos Surveil. Oh man, it's going to be some kind of reanimator deck. Alright. This is 8 mana, 4/4. Demons control of Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. Star Scourge. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target creature card from a graveyard. If you exile a card this way, create a token. That's a copy of that card, except it's a 5/5 demon, so then it has Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. So we're looking for a turn 4 Zombify here. And hopefully we can shelter the turn after and like swing for lethal or put on a lot of pressure. We could Mockingbird and land. Just make a bunch of little baby chocobos. I don't think that's that bad here. Play a fast land. We get 2 triggers this turn. Then we go 1 more of these guys. And these actually have flying, which is interesting. No attacks into the 2/3. If we could play the Chocobo first before the land, sequentially it's more optimal. Duress. Take the shelter. That's too bad. We needed that for Sin Spira's Punishment. 7 mana, 7/7 flying. Enters or attacks a permanent card from your graveyard at random, then create a tap token that's a copy of that card. If it's land, repeat that process. That's pretty cool. I didn't even see this in the spoilers. I don't remember reading about that card. So if you get the Arden, and then off the Arden you get the Sin, and off the Sin you get something else, so it's kind of like a cascadey type effect. And it's a big mill turn, and we'll see if she just goes turn 4. We could go 1 more Mockingbird here. Or we can just get the Chocobo going, which I think is what we're doing instead. Flying in the air. Escort on top, but we'll see if it's too late. Land. It's an untapped land. It's not a Zombify, but she can get it going next turn, and we know it's on top, and it's not a Shelter by Ghost. We don't really have a way to dig to it. Another land on top. We could run out another Mockingbird here. I don't know if we live one more turn, though. It also might kill our target, but what are you gonna do about that? Okay. Well, here they come. Sure. We do have a lot of damage. We got one more flash to go, so we'll see. She doesn't know that we don't have a counter spell. Not that it matters. Or like any piece of interaction. Just gonna pay 4. Creature hexproof. Permanent U control. Yeah. Alright, so there's this guy. And then this guy gets the other guy. And then that guy gets another random guy. Land, land. Okay. Now what? Menace, lifelink, and haste. Alright, swing for 5. Menace, lifelink. Go up to 15. We know there's a land on top already. Could obviously flash into block. Not useful. Nope, decides to hang back and block. Is this still end of turn? No, it stays forever. It's just a 5/5 demon copy. I don't think we're picking anyone up really here. And we could hit a really good card on top still. I guess I don't have enough mana. Doesn't matter what we pick here. Okay, what's on top? Even Interrupter on top. How are we doing on lethal here? Block here, go up 5 to 15. Take 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're short by 1 damage. I'm not sure if there's a way to handle that. I think we leave the counter spell type thing on top, though, for 1 more swing. I can't think of a way to find lethal this turn. Enters or attacks. Being a comment your turn, exile up to 1 target creature, so they're going to get another creature here. But it's only going to be a fear of missing out? Maybe it's not that bad. Okay, I think it's just this for now. Oh, we get the double triggers off the Chocobo. I forgot. So now that might actually be lethal. My bad. If you block here, let's see, that's 11. 12, 14, 15, 16. I think that's lethal, right? We could also pick up the thing that's blocked with the lifelink to prevent the lifelink. And then redeploy it and copy something else. Although in this case, we'll just hold on to the Aven Interrupter. So hitting for 17 currently. Still have double white open. I don't think we want to return anyone else to hand. Okay. I forgot the Chocobo got double triggers there. Otherwise, would plan that out a bit better. All right, we'll do one or two more. I mean, this deck's crazy fun. Maybe we'll alternate between the two queues so we don't get people back to back. They seem to be about the same slow. Seems to be roughly a minute between games. Nope, seems to be instantaneous. Two-lander on the play with nothing to do till turn 3. Probably not it, so let's try again. This looks fantastic. All these cards are great. I think you just put back the Interrupter. And just keep the lands. And just do a little curve out. Okay. To the face, alright. Is it Steel Cutter? Early access event. I don't remember even thinking there were that many, if any, new cards for that deck. I wasn't looking out for it, to be specific. 1 mana open. I think we are still fine to drop this guy this turn. We don't need the next line. I don't think there's any stick, right? So I think we just can attack here. You on top lets us double spell, which is useful, I suppose. No stick at all, otherwise I would not have risked that. Oh, okay. Very nice. Big boy creature on top. I mean, we have a good attack here at least. We'll give it a go. That's a really good card on top too. We'll leave that guy on top. For sure. I've yet to play this card today, I guess. But I have certainly seen it used against me, and it is quite strong. You just get chump block for free, so I don't think we need to do that. Yes. So we could play an Escort first and then Boko or something, depending on how much mana they have open. Sleight of hand, okay. They use the mana off that, so it's a 1/4, so now they can make, once per turn, they can make 1 mana. And if you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1 counter, so they'll get an extra counter on this. We're gonna have a lot of mana very quickly, actually. That's quite cool. That's very cool. But we're gonna nuke their whole board here with the Boko triggers doubled up off the Chocobo. It's gonna be nasty. Unless they kill the Chocobo here. Or bounce. Looking at something. Talent first. Dude, this Vizzy actually has scaled incredibly quickly. Let's make a whole bunch of mana for next turn. That's really cool. I like that a lot, actually. That's really good. Okay, bounce you. It's a 7 toughness creature. Okay, I mean, no blocks, but whew. All right. Down to 4. We have 6 damage currently. That's 8 damage. 9, 10 damage, but it's blockable. We actually don't have double green for Boko anyway, and we're almost just dead here. But we can chump block for a little while, in theory. I mean, I think we want to play something to scry off the top. We don't need this guy on top. We want to, like, dig away to Shelter by Ghost, basically. Yeah, I think we're just digging for Shelter, actually. Like, that is the card to get us out of this. Although the Boko is not looking that bad right now. But I would dig towards a Shelter if I could. Have we played lands yet for turn? I want to say no. Can't remember. Two blockers back. We're probably going to chump with one of them. We're very low here. Feels like we should leave back one quest caller, maybe. Could block both. We could block both here. They're almost dead, too. Drop to 6. Manual taps. I mean, they have a crap ton of mana here. Stock up first. Get the trigger first. We might just die off the trigger off this guy. Manual tap on blue. Opt. I mean, they have yet to spend their 6 mana off this thing. That's actually really fucking good. Oh man, that's disgusting. That's actually like really good. All right, there's trample. That's probably game. And they still have 7 mana. Or 10 mana. It's equal to its power, not its counters. And they're going to go talent. That is actually ridiculously good. This might be have to be the next deck we play. This is nasty. Damn. It just scaled so quickly. They played it on 3 and it was a 0-4 whatever, 0-3. And then what? They cast 3 cantrips and it already had 3 counters on it. And then I was like, ah, it now makes 3 mana for free. Whew. Hot damn. All right, I think we'll end on that note, and we will try that deck next. I don't think people in early access will particularly love it if they don't see me play the new card, but boy, is that cool. Cool as in it will be fun to play, and you will not like it so much on ladder in about 6 days. Bant Birds, super fun. I like the build we have here. I ran 24 land. Seems like you can get lands off the top with this guy, so it's not really as big a deal that you run that many. We got some 4-drops. Choco, we didn't really get to see pop off too much, but I mean, it got big for sure. It's also, you know, Thick Toughness is a nice wielder of the Shelter by Ghost. It was actually quite nice to be able to hold open Aven Interrupter and the Escorts. These are probably generally not super powerful cards, but they benefit off the Quest Caller and they scale the other stuff. So honestly, it was all totally good. I like this a lot. We didn't get to see Boko once, but if you watch my other videos recently, boy, have I gotten trounced by this card multiple times. It, you know, it deals like 12 damage and then the triggers doubled off the Chocobo and just has nuked my board multiple times during the early access event. So this card is very good. And yeah, overall super fun. So if you enjoyed today's video, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one, which might be, is it at this point? Because that was pretty wild stuff. Bye.